Hey YouTube, welcome back to Belleville. LegoStar here, and today I want to show you my newly modified Green Grocer. And for comparison, here's the LEGO Green Grocer released in 2008, which has become very pricey. And here is my black and white version for Belleville. But first, I'm going to take you back in time, and this is my first modification of the Green Grocer. As you can see, it's all white, and I pretty much followed their plans. But I built this using all of my old bricks from the 70s and 80s, so I didn't have all of the great pieces that are needed for this set. Plus, as you can see, a lot of my old bricks are very yellow, which I usually don't mind, but on some of these earlier builds of mine, there's so many yellow bricks, it can get a little dingy looking. So I peroxide bathed them all, and voila! You can see that some of the bricks still have some yellowing, but those were the worst offenders. For the most part, it came out really good. So one of the first things I did for my modification was extend the grocery store area to the back of the base plate, allowing for that terrace up top. And I moved the door from the grocery store over here behind the alleyway so it connects to this alleyway breezeway. And I added some windows up here. But of course, all the best exciting changes are on the front. Besides, of course, my black and white color scheme, I changed a lot of the decorative details on the Green Grocer. I added the cobblestone sidewalk to give some roundness to it. This building is very angular, so I wanted to try to throw in as many curves as I could, including the curved windows above the produce bins outside, the fancy balustrades on the windows, and, of course, the domed top. I didn't know how I was going to change the roof, but then I saw a post on one of the Facebook Lego groups, and this guy had done it with a domed top, and I thought it just looked so good. I tried to find his name to give him credit, but now I cannot find him in the massive Facebook. So wherever you are, thank you again. I also added some greenery and flowers to my Green Grocer. I thought it needed a little flora. I also revamped the fruit and vegetable displays out front. I added this wood grain sticker to these 1x4 tiles to give the crates a little more authenticity. And over here on the apartment, I added these tiny little topiary trees, which are just 4-way snot bricks, and the number 53. And of course, there's lots of fun details inside the newly expanded Green Grocer store. Of course, the Green Grocer was called the Green Grocer because the building was green. Or which came first, the chicken or the egg? Anyway, of course, I changed mine to black. So I added all these modified masonry bricks and headlight bricks with 1x1 tiles on them to give a lot of texture to this area that had been the sand green groove bricks. I used the diagonal corner tiles on top of the balconies to mimic the angular shape of the bay window. And of course, to decorate the bay windows and the rest of the facade, I used my favorite 1x2 modified bar piece. Also, instead of regular flat tiles, I used ingots here on the bay window to give more texture. Here I created sort of a gutter with the 1x2 modified bar pieces, topped with the flowers. I think it just gives like an old Victorian ironwork look. And these windows I carried over from the bay window. I thought the windows needed to look the same all the way across that level. And above the dormers, I used these textured, curved slope pieces to add some softness. I used the same roof detail that they had with the hammers and robot feet, and I think it just caps off the facade perfectly. On the back, I added these new lanterns and relocated the exit door. I added window boxes to these little windows, as well as some architectural details to those and the ones above. Extending the grocery store footprint allowed me to add this big terrace off of the second floor of the apartment above. I will be adding furniture, but for now I just added a little greenery. And I added this little window for the apartment's bathroom. It's almost time to take you inside the grocery store and give you a peek at the interior, but not quite yet. Let's look at the facade again. I do think that my modifications of the Green Grocer, including some newer part usage, again, this was designed 15 years ago. There's a lot of new Lego pieces out there. I really think it brings it up to the current modular status. My modification, of course, still splits into 4 parts. You've got the very top roof part with a little bit of an attic, and then what I'm making the bedroom is the second floor of the apartment, and then the first floor of the apartment, and of course, the main floor, the ground floor, the grocery store. I added windows by the door and these Friends windows just to bring some brightness and lightness to the front of the grocery store. And as we go in, you can see there's brightness and lightness inside. I was definitely inspired by Robin Hood Bricks and his grocery store mock. Here we've got a little checkout area and the bread area, and then of course the fresh produce, what the Green Grocer is known for, and produce on the other side, and then the aisles in the middle. And I love that "You're welcome" sign, like, you're welcome. There's been a little mishap over at the dairy case with some spilled milk, but we won't cry over it. The floor is tiled in lime green and white because it's the Green Grocer, and I ran the lime green tiles around the edge of the grocery store to give it a little more design. The white splat piece is from Brick Forge, and the little black hair is from my little black dog Stella. The middle shelves are stacked with all kinds of merchandise. I don't know what it all is, but it's all tasty, I'm sure. Another architectural feature I added is the removable wall. It allows you to get inside the grocery store and look at it, take pictures, position minifigures, etc. I will be adding removable walls to the upper floors as well once I decide on my furniture layout and stuff. There are a few more tweaks that I want to make to the grocery store. I do have a stack of yellow shopping baskets which will replace the purple one there, and that row of 1x headlight bricks, I want to cover the holes somehow. And for the cooler cases, I have some 1x snowflake tiles that I want to make the handles. From above, you can see the floor pattern. It's actually radiating lines that radiate off of that front doormat. Again, I would like to give a shout out to Robin Hood Bricks. He really inspired me with the way to build the shelves and stock the shelves for the grocery store. All of the bins around the store are actually 2x3 cabinet pieces that I mounted with snot bricks to the side of the walls, so they actually float just above the floor. And here on the freezer section, I was really excited to find the little snowflake tiles to add as handles. I think that really sets off the freezer section. Here at the checkout, you can see the little UPC scanner and those packages with Trojan horses on. Wonder what those are. At the entrance to the apartment, I added some little topiary trees and the number 53, and I just realized that there's 4 mailboxes for one apartment. I kept the little breezeway Easter egg that Lego hid in the set, this little mouse under the stairs. There is a piece of cheese in there, and if you look inside the grocery store, there's his little mouse hole. Again, I think the Green Grocer was called the Green Grocer because that's what he is, and they painted the building after. But here on the stairs, there's another little Easter egg that I hid. On the second landing, there's a secret compartment where the Green Grocer hides his green. On the first floor of the apartment, I really tried to add a lot of detail. The masonry bricks, the headlight bricks with the 1x1 tiles. I added these beefed up balconies and the Victorian railings, the ingot pieces, all to just give a lot of texture and detail to this middle section. I haven't finished the apartment's interior yet, but you can see I've started. I've got the floor pattern started, I've beefed up the fireplace, I added a little piece of furniture, and the extension allowed me to add this kitchen here with the refrigerator, stove, and sink. And then I'll put a dining area over in the bay window, as well as add furniture to the living room. I plan to add a sofa and some chairs, as well as some tables and lamps to the living room area. I'm not sure about adding a handrail. Maybe the Green Grocer just likes to live dangerously. In the kitchen, I do plan to add a vent hood and some open shelves. I really like the spaciousness of the apartment, and of course, excitingly, there's a bathroom. In the bathroom, there's a vanity and a commode and a roll of toilet paper, and I just realized I never installed my mirror on those 2 studs. You can see the little arched window there that gives a little bit of light to the bathroom. And I will be changing the door from the window door to a solid door. Nobody wants to be seeing in. I used 1x round bricks to create the shower curtain / wall, and then you can see I used the little posing piece and a satellite dish to create the shower. The sink faucet is also made with a little posing piece, and that 1x stud is for a green rubber duck. Upstairs, you can see more of the detailing in that round turret piece, which is basically a half round plus 1. I extended it back so that the roof line looked complete. The branch pieces here along the front edge of the roof are actually clipped in between the floor edge and the bottom of the roof, so they are very sturdy. And again, the upstairs floor of the apartment, I plan to make the bedroom, which will probably have cozy chairs by the fireplace and a bed, of course, dresser, etc. We'll see what happens when I get inspired. And again, I'll be adding furniture to the balcony outside. Overall, I'm really happy with all my modifications of the Green Grocer. To be honest, I really didn't like the building before. I thought the architecture was pretty clunky, but it was 15 years old. But now, I think we've brought it into the 21st century, and I really love it. I can imagine shopping there. It's like a little French grocery store in the bottom of a townhouse. Now it's time to add the Green Grocer back to the city. I've put it here between the bookstore townhouse and the police station, which is my Fab 5 loft now, and it really looks great. The architecture is just stunning. It's a beautiful building and a great addition to Belleville. Please comment below. Let me know what you think of my modifications of the Green Grocer. I love to hear from you. I love to hear your ideas. So comment below. Thank you so much for taking your time to watch my video. Please like and subscribe. It really helps me grow my channel. From Belleville, I'm JStar saying, have a great day and keep creating.